It's going down. Shalom. First and foremost, giving God praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Let me get my mouse over here. China warns of unimaginable consequences if nuclear power is forced into a corner. Now, of course, we know one thing China is good at is talking shit. You know, these gooks are real good at talking shit. You know, I'll give you you Chinese and Japanese people credit. Y'all really good at talking shit, man. You know, y'all know how to put on a show when it comes to your mouth. But it says here that Beijing's vice foreign minister blames NATO for stoking the instability that led to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this article and continue from there. Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Li Yangcheng has said globalization should not be weaponized and military bloc politics must be rejected. The comments come a day after the United States President Biden warned his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping that there would be consequences if China supported Russia's military actions in Ukraine. Which now we know the truth behind, this whole situation in Ukraine. This whole time, the so-called elites was setting up Ukraine to be a digital society, a society that is based on being cashless. And of course, it's going to start with Ukraine, and then it's going to move on to other countries. So Ukraine is just the beginning, but that still don't change the fact that Russia is still battling against Ukraine to make Ukraine a part of the Soviet Union. Okay, so these onslaughts from Russia is going to continue in Ukraine. Even though there's other targets, and slowly but surely, there's going to be many countries that's going to become cashless. That's going to become a digital society. Okay, but as we can see, Ukraine is the first example as to the country that this happened to. But let's keep in mind that Russia is not just attacking Ukraine because the so-called elites wants Ukraine to be a digital society, but they're also trying to beat people into submission to comply with the NWO, the New World Order. And not only that, but Russia also has plans to bring Ukraine back to the Soviet Union. So Russia could be that Soviet power that it once was before World War II. Speaking on the 4th International Forum on Security and Strategy in Beijing on Saturday, the official agreed with Moscow's assessment that NATO's unchecked expansion in Eastern Europe and the failure to address Russia's national security concerns had paved the way for the current crisis. He said, a simple commitment of no eastward expansion could have easily ended the crisis and stopped the suffering. Instead, one who chooses to fan the flames at a safe distance, which when you fan the flames of something, it means you're spreading a wildfire. You're making a fire more intense. You're creating more fire. Like if you look at fire that starts on one side of a particular wood, right? The fire slowly makes its way down to the other end of the wood, kind of like burning a match, right? However, if the wind begins to blow, right, it does not put the fire out. However, it helps the fire to spread across the wood more quicker, so that the fire that is spreading across the wood, or may I say the fire that is, spreading across the wood, will help that flame to create more flames. And generally, this is how fire spreads more quicker. It's not that that very same flame is spreading out. No, that very same flame is creating new flames to help that flame to burn that wood down quicker, so that the new flames that are created, the wind that's blowing upon the new flames is creating other new flames to 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 spread across the wood and burn it quicker. And then those new flames that are created from the new flame creates new flames from the wood, from the flames that are being blown by the fire, and vice versa. So you see, fire spreads more quicker from wind when the flame is being blown towards the wood, and is creating new flames upon the wood, which is going to help, to burn the wood away quicker. So in other words, what they're saying here is that, they are basically making things more intense for them than what needs be. Instead, one chooses to fan the flames and at a safe distance, watching his own arms dealers, bankers, and oil tycoons make a fortune out of the war. And we see that making a fortune out of the war. And really, the only ones who are profiting from this war are who? The so-called elites. These different so-called elite banking family members, they're the ones who are profiting from this war. They're the main ones profiting off of this war, while leaving the people of a small country with the wounds of war that would take years to heal, he said. NATO's pursuit of absolute security leads instead to absolute non-security, Lay added. The consequences of forcing a major power, especially a nuclear power, into a corner are even more unimaginable. And China might be a nuclear power, but they're not going to do shit, okay? According to prophecy, Russia is going to be the first ones to shoot their nuclear arsenal on the United States, because like we've said before, you gooks are real good at being followers. Yeah, y'all make some really good followers. When you see somebody that has a good lead, you like to follow in their footsteps. That's why you're dressed like Esau. That's why you wear your hairstyle like Esau. A lot of y'all got smooth faces like the so-called white man. You got skyscrapers like America do. You got a McDonald's down there. Your women are dressed like whores, just like the so-called white woman. Because y'all are no more than followers. You're just followers. You're really good at mimicking what somebody else does. Okay, all that kung fu and all that martial arts and shit, y'all learned that from our people, okay? The Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, we invented martial arts and kung fu. Just read about us in the book of First and Second Kings, when David was in power. Did not David say that a bow of steel was broken before his arms? That's martial arts. But anyways, Moscow has vehemently opposed NATO's presence close to its borders and embarked on a mission to obtain written guarantees that would halt the United States-led military bloc's expansion and bar Ukraine from joining its ranks. Excuse me. However, the West ignored Russia's concerns, like they always do. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation on February 24th with a stated goal to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine, ensuring it no longer posed a threat to either Russia or a newly recognized Donbas republic, which have suffered 7 years of grueling siege. The United States and its NATO allies have accused Russia of starting an unprovoked war to conquer and subsume Ukraine. Moscow has seen thousands of harsh new curbs and sanctions slapped on it as a result, with the United States and EU and others seeking to isolate and destroy the Russian economy. So I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to read there. I was pretty much towards the end of the article anyway, but the point is there, okay? We're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. And what China did here is a fulfillment of prophecy, especially in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, and Luke 21, chapter 21, verse 9. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, so we're hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Just real quick, for edification, I want to look up this word rumor. Akoi, I don't know how you say that. Akoi, is that how you say it?
Strong's G 189. Akai.
Okay, Akoi. I hate speaking Greek. Like every time I speak Greek, my head, I just feel this anger building up in my mind. So, rumor, the sense of hearing, okay, the organ of hearing, the ear, the thing heard. Here's an example of the thing heard. We heard about China giving warnings of unimaginable consequences. You know, they're sitting in a corner right now with a stick in their hand. Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. Meanwhile, the enemy got a big ass tree branch in his hand, ready to whack the shit out of you. It says instruction, namely oral, of preaching the gospel. Hearsay, report, or rumor. Okay? So we're going to hear of reports of these kind of things. Okay, and it even says it down here. Report, rumor, preached. Okay, now let's go to Luke chapter 21. Yahushua makes it even more clear. When you shall hear of reports of wars and commotions, because this is no more than a report as far as we're concerned. Luke 21:9, and ye shall hear of wars and but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. The end is not by and by. So don't sweat it. You know, the end is not by and by, but we know we're entering into those times. How do we know that? Because the so-called elites are moving forward with their new world order. We see Ukraine becoming a cashless digital society. So they're moving forward with their agenda. It started with Ukraine. And then next on the list is supposedly Poland, but only time will tell. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.